How do I select my team out of the class? The first thing I do, usually I have 14 to 20 in this class. You only take 5. First thing I do is ask who wants to go. And most of the time I have more than 5. Okay, so I got to use something else. And so I evaluate their presentation, how much work they put into the presentation, the score I gave them on their presentation, how seriously they took it.
Darrin, how long is your class? Is it a semester
40,
class?
yeah. Well, like I said, the sales part's only about 6 weeks.
Okay.
It's a semester class because I do marketing and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the sales what you cover right away then as soon as school starts?
No, I cover it about 6 weeks before the contest.
Okay. Because our contest, I think, is what, in October? Yeah, so we're pretty early.
Yeah, you would have to start earlier.
Okay.
I mean, you may not believe this or not, I don't teach towards the contest, okay?
I believe you.
But if you're gonna teach it, why not do it right before the contest?
Right, right.
So I gauge it to where we'll be done right before the contest and I can have a team that goes. So I start the year off with like ag marketing.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we're done with ag sales in November, then I'll go back and do some more marketing or something. Like I do the marketing project where they buy and sell commodities, you know. So I start that in August and I end it in December. So they still got things going on with that. So yeah, about 6 weeks it takes me before you get everything done. All the assignments that they do, the portfolio, I grade that. I take that grade and I take this grade to select a team. And when I select a team, every kid gets a binder like this. So I have a team ready probably a week before the section contest. And I know I'm giving all my hints away. Other section teachers in here that
Well, you're still the best.
everybody gets a binder. And in my binders, I have a spot for rules. They need to read through the rules. I have a customer relations. I have order taking, prospecting, sales call, team event, test, and then any results that you want to put in there. So they have, let's just pick one, prospecting. They got the scorecard on how they're scored for prospecting. Every kid on the team has this. I don't do this for the whole class. We have a different section scorecard, so I put those in there. I put some past students' work in there, past student scorecard, and say, okay, this person needed to work on this area, so maybe I'll stress that a little more when I'm working with somebody else. This here is something I found off the internet. How essential are prospecting skills to your sales organization's success? It's got a bunch of questions and answers here. They can read through that. But every kid has the same stuff, because it'll help them on the test too. I know some of the test questions last year, the kids told me came right out of that internet paper. So every kid has every area, samples. They got samples of team events and so on in the binder. And I can tell you also that Brian Stahl from Geneseo does this. If they've got their own binder and they've got all kinds of stuff in there, if they want to do well, they'll study. And trust me, if you got a team working together, which all of you guys know this person doesn't want to let down the team any more than this person. And so if they've all got the same resources, they're going to work on it together. So that's a team binder that I give out to the students. I do that for every career development event. Okay? And then we schedule practice time. We usually have a week of practice after I pick the team. So we go through the class, we do all of our work in class, we end up picking a team, and then we have about a week of practice as a team. I give them team problems. Sometimes I give them a team problem on a Friday. I say, you guys get together over the weekend, and they'll do it if they want to do well. Come back on Monday and after school, present something to me. And then we'll do some other prospecting practices and stuff. I don't do that during class time with individual students, but we do it before school or after school. So I'll say, here you go, here's a scenario. Go in that room, read it, and then come back in here and practice it. And then I've got some student helpers and student interns that help me out with that. Why participate in the ag sales? You guys, a lot of you participated. You can see that these are true. The kids on my ag sales team, that's kind of the first communication type, that and parlay pro maybe in the fall. Once they get in there, they kind of like it, and then they want to participate in other communication activities, public speaking, whatever. So they learn communication skills, they really learn to interact with each other. And when you pick a team, you want to try to also get a team together that works good together. I had 4 girls and 1 guy this year. They all worked well together. They learn excellent people skills. They can really enjoy it if you make it fun. And through the classroom stuff, all I've seen, I've seen kids that didn't want to talk in front of the class or whatever, and once they got into developing their own product, this year I had a kid that wanted to sell an antique tractor. And he probably never said a word in class, but when he got into his product, he really knew a lot and he wanted to tell you a lot. And then some of your students will be in the sales career. So it's really good skills that they can learn. And in motivation, I think that and you guys can share stories on how you motivate your students. Most of my students motivate each other. I think that's just natural for a kid to motivate each other. Help them select a meaningful product, something that means something to them. And I can tell you now that the national contest is different. For one, you take 4 students to national instead of 5. They all make a sales call. Okay, so they don't pick areas. Every student makes a sales call, and then the team presentation is a really big thing. So all of my students now that are going to go to national, they all have to come up with a sale. But they know how to do it because they've been through the class. So they're working this summer. The one already knows because she did it at state, and then 3 other ones have to come up with something to sell. So if you make a product meaningful and give them something, help them select something that they enjoy or that they like, they'll have fun with it. Make it competitive. These are just my opinions here. Most kids don't want to be scored the least on their sales presentation. And I don't tell them what their scores are in front of the class. But they don't want to do that bad, usually. So if you make it competitive, I make it a little contest in my own school, and usually they'll put a lot of work into it. I always keep work from former students, and I put it in a file. Some of it goes in the binder, some of it goes in a file, and I can pull it out and show them, hey, this kid did this last year. I think I have about 100 different samples of product summary sheets that they can look at. Now they've changed, the actual format has changed a little bit, but they can still look at what other people have done. I've got them from kids from other sections and other parts of the state, okay? So I keep students' work, show them, let them look through it. And then I make it fun. Make it fun for them and they'll enjoy it.